In November, I'm taking one final group to Bali for an international spiritual experience. And it will be the last time that I offer these intimate spiritual retreats that also connect with the natural landscapes that are around, especially a place like Bali, for innovation and insight and for breakthroughs. I'm not ending this season of leading international retreats from a place of failure, but instead, I know that something fundamental is changing in me, and it's changing in you too. And it's how we are called to lead in this time of transition. Right now, you may be feeling burned out. And it's not that you need more rest or to change some sort of pattern in your life, but rather there's sort of a soul-centric burnout that is pervasive from too much information. And primarily it's rooted in knowing that there is something more that is calling to you, and you simply cannot keep on doing life as usual. You cannot lead in the usual ways that you have been. And I know this acutely in my own life. I've been running international retreats for 8 years with success. And it's time for a new chapter to emerge. And it's painful. It brings forward grief in you and in me to know that part of the paradigm that is changing right now is calling many of us to leave behind what we have known, what has been solid and secure in our own personal and leadership lives, to make space for something new that is emerging. If you are a leader, any sort of leader, perhaps you lead in an organization, you lead in your family life, you lead yourself, but you know that something urgent is pressing on you and it will not let you go, then this retreat is for you. Why is it worth it to go the whole way to Bali? And I'll tell you why. Because the major changes that you are yearning to make in your life, perhaps it is this big paradigm shift from one way of leading and being to a radical new orientation, will not happen in the way that perhaps you long for without that period of intentional reset. When you take yourself out of your comfortable, secure environment and you place yourself in a circumstance or situation that is novel and new, it literally changes how your brain is wired for that experience, and breakthroughs become more possible. And in the sacred landscape of Bali, there is that rich and lush, alive, living, liminal landscape to support your process. And I will be with you in this because I'm naming that I am at a key transition as well, a shift between an old way of leading in psychology and spirituality and consciousness to a novel new way of leading that will also point us toward the world that we are becoming. This is your time, your chance. If you've ever dreamed of attending one of these smaller retreats in these beautiful landscapes and having a really powerful, cathartic, and inspirational experience that comes back with you and makes a real difference in your life, whether it be in your relationships, your work, your finances, your health, even just how you feel on the inside, and then this is your opportunity. There will be a transformation of leadership that happens on this retreat. It will change how you perceive who you are and how you are called to lead in this shifting paradigm. If you feel like you're at a loss, you don't know what to do, you don't know where you're going, but you simply know that there is a persistent and pervasive call, then this is your time. Your time to join me in Bali, to experience this last international retreat with me as our collective work, our collective intelligence, and our collective field together grows us into becoming the leaders that are needed for this new paradigm.